Good evening, everyone. We'd like to go ahead and call this work session for March the 6th, 2023 in session. And if everybody is ready to rock and roll, we'll get started. And we'll start with Planning and Development Committee. Linda Dodd.
Hi, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
I have no actionable items for tonight, sir.
What you been doing the whole month?
Nothing.
Okay. We'll move right on to Finance, Human Resources Committee. Ann Hunsinger.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no actionable items this evening.
Well, heck, let's wrap it up. All right, we'll move right on to Public Safety Committee. Come on at us.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to call
Sir,
down
Jay.
our very, very handsomely dressed Chief Johnson tonight, and we are all going to give him cat calls. And let's all take a moment on YouTube as well to see how this handsome fella. Look at this guy. We can't cat call him? No.
I don't think I've ever seen him in a suit.
Look at how good you look tonight, sir. Chief Johnson, how are you tonight? So you texted me today and you said you're asking for the purchase of a new 2022 Ford Explorer to replace the 2008 Dodge Charger for the Fire Marshal's office. The Charger has 171,000 miles on it, and this vehicle we purchased with the Walton County SPLOST. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
All right. Any questions from the council to our handsome chief?
And one thing is, it's a state contract.
State
It
contract?
is state contract,
I'm
yes,
going
sir.
to be asking. Other than that, no.
Where are we going to buy this from?
The Walton County SPLOST.
Yeah, but from who? What dealership?
Oh, it's from Wade Ford. Wade Ford has the state contract for SUVs, and Allen Vigil has the state contract for pickup trucks.
All right.
They have it on the lot?
Yes, sir, they do have it on the lot, inventory, ready to go.
That's unbelievable.
All right. Any other questions for Chief Johnson? I'd like to put this on our consent agenda for Thursday night.
Just to clarify, everything, all the other stuff, the packaging, all that, that's included in the 43,000,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. That is
Okay,
correct. Yes,
Thank you.
Is that it? You don't want to talk about Tim anymore? You gonna
Thank
shave
you.
again before you go to church?
I'm sorry?
You gonna shave again before you go to church? I see a shadow. The shadow knows. Thank you, Tim. Okay, we'll move on to Public Utilities Transportation Committee. Bill Duvall.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the first thing is the dump day. So Danny passed out this. Yeah, but also this one says April 1st.
That is April the 1st.
That is April 1st.
That's the National Day of Cleanup.
Okay. So the dump day is coming up April 1st, and residents of Loganville with valid ID can bring things to dump, excluding hazard things like tires, paint, or any chemicals or hazardous materials. Anyway, and that is on our website. And that's all I have.
And then bring it over
Oh,
to
no, it's not.
off 81, correct? Still?
Yes. Under events, the address is there, the times. This is for the stormwater, a requirement for them to hold a dump day.
Didn't we talk about adding paint at some point?
We did.
Pass.
It's a little bit more complicated. There's only one company I found that does that.
Okay.
If that's something y'all wish, we can, we do have to pay for that, I believe.
Okay.
Well, the only problem with not doing it is you know and I know where it's gonna go. If you don't do that, it's gonna be in the trash can. Then we might get dinged for that too. Put it in the bottle. Got it.
So
Sound like experience.
the LMIG, the bids come in this coming Wednesday, right?
Yes, they come in Wednesday, and my intent is to come to y'all with the lowest bid and have ask for approval once the engineer validates their bid amount and their bid bond. But I didn't want to wait till April. We're trying to get ahead before the state releases their LMIG, which is April the 1st when they bid it out. So we'd like to get this before going, before the prices go up.
So you think you're gonna have something for us for Thursday or probably not?
We have the bid opening scheduled for Wednesday at 2, so I hope we have bids. We have 7 people that called, asked for the bids, so hopefully we'll have typically we have at least 50% of the people that ask for it, so hopefully we'll have 3 to 4 bids to
If we have
present.
to have a call meeting, we can.
Yeah, we should have it Thursday. I mean, I'll know the price come Wednesday, and then I'll come to y'all and say, we'll typically go with the lowest bidder unless there's some issues where the references don't check out or the bid bond's not right. But that's, I gotta wait for the engineer to come back with a recommendation. But I'd like to have y'all's approval, once the engineer approves it, to go ahead and issue the bid.
Okay,
That's all.
okay.
Thank you.
Very good. We'll move to Public Works Facilities. Melanie Long.
Thank you, Mayor. Few things. We're going to have our citywide trash cleanup day. We're encouraging any individual, churches, civic groups, neighborhood associations, anybody that wants to come out and help us. We're going to have 2 shifts. There'll be a shift from 8 to 10 and then 10 to 12. The city, there'll be somebody here, will loan you got to turn them back in, a reflective vest, some gloves, a picker-upper, and all the garbage bags you need. Just show up here, we'll get you that, we'll get you where you need to be to pick up trash. If you can only come for an hour, any amount of time that you can give, we appreciate that. And I know, Mayor, you've reached out to some civic organizations. I've posted it on some social media groups. We'd like to have a good turnout so we can get some of our streets cleaned and get some of this stuff picked up and get ready to do our spring cleaning. Also, we're going to be having our document destruction day. That's the 22nd. Is that the day we bring in the shredder? And a couple of questions I have is, are we limited? I think we're limited to each person can only bring,
That's a joint sponsor event with Walton County Clean and Beautiful. We
Okay.
just let them provide the location. I'll have to find out maybe before Thursday. Kenny Sargent is the director, but it's 1 truck, and when it gets full, it's full.
that's what I thought,
So
but
there is,
haven't we limited to each person?
I'll have to see what the limit is, but I just know that he told me that once it's full, it's full. It may be sooner than hours, it could be longer, but usually it got full pretty quick last year.
Do
Okay.
you know what time?
Yeah, I believe that's on the website as well.
Okay.
Robbie, do you know by chance? Oh, there's Christy, she's here. Christy, you know if it's limited? Okay.
And we don't know the location just yet?
It's here at the track.
Oh, it's here, okay.
Yes. It should be on that, it's on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this be in front of Melanie?
Well, I had it for events, but yeah, either one.
Okay.
Oh, you got
can
it?
pass
Well,
that
you
down.
can talk about it again in just a second. It was under mine, so I just,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm sitting there going, I don't have a paper in front of me. I was just winging it, so I'll let you talk about that then. So other than, I just encourage everybody to come out and help us clean up this Saturday, weather permitting. I'll look forward to seeing y'all there, and that's all I have tonight.
Can we get a show of hands
Thank
of
you.
folks that's gonna be there Saturday so we can get it on YouTube? We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's good. That's all you have to do, is raise your hand.
And I also want,
Paul? You gonna fly to Rome? Well, I gotta be in Winder, but I'm gonna leave here at 11 o'clock.
What areas are we going to target?
They'll have a list, the, street department will have a list when they come up, and we'll give them a location.
Yeah, the last few times, we usually focus on the problem areas. We usually put a team over in front of Meridian area going down. It depends on how many people we get. The last time we only had about 19 people, so we stuck to the downtown
Yeah.
area. And like me and a Boy Scout and his mom did CS Floyd, and we got 2.5 bags of
Okay.
trash. If
Yeah.
you see tires and stuff on the side of the road, we just get them as close as we can, so the guys who drive the truck can put them in. It just depends on the amount of people. The more people we have, the more roads we can clean.
Thank you.
and I just want to make a comment about the mayor. I was at the post office on Monday, and he was there picking up trash all around the post office, had a big old bag of it. And so, and I've seen him out, and I've had other people say that they've seen the mayor out picking up trash on his own. And I
Well-
just think we need to give him kudos for doing that. We appreciate that, Mayor.
I thought that was part of his probation.
I did call the postmaster that afternoon, and she assures me I will not have to do that again.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we shall see. And she's real sweet. She got a lot of things done at the post office over the last 6 months.
She has.
Yes. Brandy Jackson. She's been there about 6 months, but I think I called her a couple, 3 months ago with all the things that didn't look right at the post office, and she fixed them. She had to beg for money. One of them was that old mailbox just to give you a little story, we got time. The old mailbox that left out there with all the tape on it and the signs all over. I said, won't you move that? She said, well, I don't know if I can or not. I said, okay, if you can't move it, leave it. But by God, if you can, move it. Well, they got moved. She just had to call somebody to see if she could. I said, you know, little things. Now we got a new box out there that's government approved to be tamper-proof. However, it's not. If you put your hands down in the box, it's got these claws that grab your hand. This is true, and you can't get your hand back out without really cutting it up. However, some people have already learned that they can spray adhesive on the back of cardboard on both sides, put the cardboard down in there, and some of the letters will stick to the cardboard so they can pull it out.
Mayor, tampering with mail is a felony, so you may want to.
That's okay.
You're educating them. Don't educate them.
At my age, what's a prison sentence?
They need to put a camera out there.
But it is interesting, you know, we got folks
Yeah.
out there trying to figure out things to do all the time, and it's a real shame, but that is a true story.
Well, you know, speaking of that, post office, that area that I used to call Lake Loganville, Danny loves me when I say that. Thank you for cleaning that up and putting up now it doesn't have the big potholes and the rainwater, so the whole section's getting cleaned up pretty good. Highways and streets, yeah, thank you.
Is that the one down by Ailes? Is that the one down by Ailes?
No, it's the one right from the post office at the red light where the sign is. There was people cut through and it made a big hole. So we put those little plastic barricades up.
I know we still got problems at that location you pointed out a few months ago too, Jay.
Say that, that'd be a good area to go pick up trash, is against that, storage, you know, where Brandon, you sent that email? Not the dumpster, you turn around, and it's all gets blown right in that, all the
Oak Grove just got picked up this week, or last week.
I did. Good.
okay.
And I gotta
It's
tell you,
probably bad again.
being fair, there are people in our community that do pick up trash. There are probably a lot more of them than I know. But I know I'll see a place that's really bad, and I say, well, when I get time, I'm gonna run back by there. And when I go back by there, it's already been picked up, so that's a nice thing. So, it does happen. All righty? And Melanie, is that okay? Okay, you wanna add anything else? Don't you wanna do this cleanup day every month, or once a quarter? Talk to Danny about that. Once a quarter, I can live with that. Okay. We'll move on to Economic Development Committee. Brandon Whitfield.
I'm going to touch on the document destruction day just because it was over here in front of me. I'm just going to read what it says. It's going to be right here next to City Hall on Saturday, April 22nd, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And City of Loganville is partnering with Keep Walton Beautiful and Loganville Lions Club is hosting a paper shredding event open to local citizens. Please no businesses. So it's just personal, you know, people like us don't come with your U-Haul full of business documents you need destroyed, I guess. And then on to my actual agenda items is we have the rest of the contracts for the concert series. We have the Departure contract. We have the Elton Live contract, Blast Band, which is a party band. And we have Band X, and Band X is going to be playing at the Independence Day celebration. And they're another party band. They've been here at least once or twice. They bailed us out one time a while back when we had another band cancel on us. So they're a really good band. And y'all got everything in front of y'all. Do y'all have any questions? I do have a note from Christy that the total for all the bands, including lodging, everything, is $29,200, and the sponsorships raised is $30,500. So everything for the bands have been paid for by sponsorships.
I know that's what I want to say. We have some great sponsors, and
We do.
Christy worked so hard to get those sponsors, and I appreciate that, and we're really stepping up. I think Loganville's becoming one of the premier places to come and watch the concerts, and we're one of the places that doesn't charge for that, and it's because of our great sponsors. So thank you, Christy, for your hard work, and I want to thank all of our sponsors as well.
You bet. Been doing that for 10 years now. This is the 10th year. 11th year. Been corrected.
Yes. And so, with that said, are y'all okay if we put that on consent? All right. And then we have the Walton Press contract, which is for the Loganville Insider magazine. If you catch on here that the date is actually from last year, because they haven't gone up on the price or anything, they just sent us a contract from last year and said, we're not going up on anything, we're gonna do everything the same. But Robbie has already fixed that. And it's really not even that first page that really matters. It's the second one with all the customer signature, Walton Press signature, all that. But everything's the same as last year for Walton Press. Any questions on that contract?
Christie, just one question. Do they all get dispensed at some point in time? I know you take them around to places, but they get used. I'm sure they do. I hope they do.
Yes, we timed the printing of the magazine to come out right before our events. So if you notice, this one will come out at the end of April. So of course, our events start up in May, so we give them out every weekend in May, and of course, we distribute them all around town. The next one will come out in the fall, right before Autumn Fest. So we get rid of a bunch of them that day as well. And then, of course, the ones that's left over, we do distribute them around town. We do have a few boxes left of the last ones. We do try to keep refurbishing them around town once we see they're empty. So.
That's good. I mean, if we're going to pay for them, we might as well get them out there.
There's a lot of, like, the cottages here. We do carry boxes there. So a lot of people, once they come out, ask for them. So we do try to keep them up to date and distributed around town.
Okay, Paul, we got a trivia question for you. Robbie and Christie have been involved in the newspaper business for quite a while. They put out one of our insider books that had a donut shop on the front of it, if you remember. How many photos did they have to take before they would accept one to go on the front cover of that magazine? 177. Now, that's before you had to print everything, so they just looked at it on the phone, and they are picky. Isn't that the right number? Or 176? Go ahead. About right. That's good. It's going to get, I know.
I would like to put that on consent as well, if everyone's okay with that. Okay. I do have a note from Robbie on this. This is going to be the last one that he's kind of working on before he is done, but he's actually not doing a lot of the work on it. He's going to get a lot of local freelance writers to write the articles for this one. And yeah, we're going to do, I would like to at least, I know we have at least one of everyone that's been done so far. And I'd like to keep that, just for the historical record, because there's a lot of good stuff in that. All right, and I believe that is all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Yeah, and they do a good job in the magazine. We appreciate that. Okay, we'll move to the city manager's report. Danny Roberts. He is pointing over to Christie Ash.
I've already been in contact with Walton County Elections. They have reached out to me in preparations for the election in the fall. They are prepared to do it, but they do have one question that I need some guidance from y'all. The last time they did our election, we had them doing early voting. They did early voting at Meridian Park, and they did it here at the Rock Gym. The question is, do we want to have the two places again? They will early vote at Meridian regardless of what we say, because that is an designated early voting place in Walton County. So the question is, do y'all want us to make them do it at the Rock Gym as well? But keep in mind, that takes that building out of commission for rentals for over a month. Because once they put their equipment in there. 2 Saturdays. And 2 Saturdays. Because once they put their equipment in there, they can't move it.
My question is, what does it cost the city to have the extra location for early voting?
The biggest cost that we have in them handling the election is obviously the personnel cost, and more supplies. So, I mean, it almost effectively doubles what we're going to pay to have the two early voting sites.
Do you have any idea of how many people voted at the Rock Gym in early voting last time?
I don't, but I could find out.
General idea was that you all were not busy very much, were you?
I wasn't there, but
Okay.
I don't believe, most people went to Meridian, and it was a county, you have to remember too, it was also a county election at the same time, so you had people in the county that could come vote there as well. So it's kind of hard to determine exactly how many for just the city came to the Rock Gym.
Okay, is it a legal requirement?
No.
No,
Christie, do you remember 100, 150 when we did it, early voting that would come those 3 weeks? That's about average, Mayor, was about 100 to 150, depending if it was a mayor election or just a
That's a lot of
straight council.
payroll.
And you
You
have
talking
to,
about total between the two locations?
No, I'm saying
Rock
when
Gym.
we did early voting ourselves, it was
Oh.
about 150 in those 3 weeks.
and you have to keep in mind, this is also an off-election, meaning it's not a mayoral election. So turnout historically is always lower in this election cycle than it is in a mayor's race.
I believe Christie and I's recommendation would be one place, but that's
Yeah.
a decision we definitely want y'all to make.
Is the council okay with that?
I would like to keep it there because
There where?
at the Rock Gym, just as an option, because it's always been there. I worry that if you show up to vote at Rock Gym and they say you gotta go to Meridian, some people might not go down there because of traffic and it's not exactly around the corner. I know that we don't get a lot of people, but I'm all for keeping it here because it's hard enough to get people to vote. And if you're at Breckenridge or over that side of Gwinnett, you're more apt to come to Rock Gym than you are to Meridian. If nothing else, just because it's a pain to get to Meridian. That's just my take. And I've been in 3 elections, so I kind of know.
How much is it for the rental for Rock Gym? Like per day?
800 a day.
800 a day? And say is mainly usually used on the weekends?
Yeah. The biggest thing
So it'd be
is
16 a weekend for a month?
the early elections is Autumn Fest, and we have Main Street shut down.
And trick or treat on Main
And
Street.
Trick or Treat on Main Street. That's the 2 biggest
But
issues.
didn't we open up voting for Autumn Fest?
Yeah, because there was an issue we had that
Yeah.
day, but, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
couldn't cross that line if we were in
Yeah.
the election.
Yeah.
Could we not just put some signage on the Rock Gym and just say, yeah, I mean, it seems a lot to split the resources and to pay the extra and lose the rental.
Oh, I believe they have to, by law, do it at Meridian Park. This would just be an add-on. So
No, I
if you
know,
just
but
do-
could we put signage on the Rock Gym and say, early voting is,
Oh, sure.
is not here, go here and
Yeah.
give direction?
And we can also put it, social media when we post.
Utility bills, all
Well,
that
when we
stuff.
do the,
Ad in the paper.
yes, we do
qualifying.
the call of election in the paper. We can put that, all that usually is in the paper as well. So we can put that, in every spot possible.
So it'd be well advertised that it'll be at Meridian.
So so it's already made up? You guys already made a decision?
No, that's what we're talking about.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't want to lose out on the income that the city makes, tying it up for a month. Versus it's gonna cost us more on top, not just lost revenue, but it's gonna cost.
Well, I'm just looking at the fact that the two facilities are probably less than a mile and a half apart, and if you're gonna come to one, you could easily go to the other, especially for early voting. I mean, obviously, we're not gonna close the Rock Gym down for voting, but for early voting, I mean, I don't know, do you know how many total people altogether early voted?
I don't know in this last election.
Probably like 150.
I mean, because if you were gonna do a second location, and you would, Jay, wanted, to your point, wanna do it closer to Gwinnett County, I mean, if they're gonna drive to the Rock
But
Gym.
there's no place
they-
in Gwinnett County.
The
I've been
fire
fighting that-
department couldn't,
I've been fighting that battle for years.
120, but I don't know what early vote.
Well, I mean, on a mayoral election, our last election, there were 1,286 advanced voters.
but was that mail-in or walk-in?
Mail
I
was
don't-
78,
Okay.
separate number.
Look at you having that handy. That is impressive. She's got a big old,
Don't
Look
you
at
talk about my big old book over here. But I
I'm
don't,
just
I
thinking
don't
about the
know what,
voters, because I think, this is gonna be 3 seats are open, and I worry.
well, I guess I hear what you're saying and I agree with you to a point, but I'd rather set the precedent now so that everybody gets used to voting only at Meridian for the big election in 2 years when it's a mayoral and everything else and everybody just knows to go to to Meridian.
What about the VFW? You can still vote there?
That's a
Yeah, election
polling
day.
precinct, that's not an
Not
early
an early
voting
voting.
site.
That's voting day.
Okay.
I'd be okay with just
So
having
you
it
can't vote at the
Meridian.
Rock Gym either, or can you?
You can.
I believe,
That's where Gwinnett
yeah.
has to vote.
So just early voting, we want to dump to Meridian?
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm so.
I'm okay with it.
Well, I'll be glad
Y'all
to.
can think about it and let us know Thursday.
Yeah, I mean, if you change your
Think
mind.
about it and talk amongst
We don't
yourself.
need a vote, I'm sure. It's not legally required.
No, we
No.
just, Christie just needs some guidance so we can let the
I don't
elections
want, I
department.
don't want us to make that decision. I want to make sure that y'all are okay with that. So, I mean, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to us.
I'm okay with
We
it.
just need some direction in what to tell the county.
It's just not convenient.
I don't want to stop anybody from
To
voting,
me,
but
it just doesn't seem like
I
it's
would think
convenient.
if somebody said they couldn't vote because we didn't do it at the Rock Gym, would be making an excuse.
I agree
I
with
mean,
that.
Meridian Park is not far.
We're not using
Yeah,
the
you
old
said
voting
that.
machines anymore, so.
How we gonna give you a message? What do y'all want to do? We
I'll
don't need
say
to take a
Thursday
vote.
night, y'all just give us, you just tell us what you want to
They
do.
don't need a vote.
Let's just talk
So
about
we'll
it
just
Thursday,
think
bring it
about
up,
it
and
and
we'll go
Needs
through it
to be
again
done,
real quick.
is what she wants. Okay, so we'll let you know. Everybody let you know Thursday. Okay. All righty. Anything else? Okay.
City county.
We have three
City
councils.
council.
There's not.
None.
Typically, municipal elections are held in the off year of county and state.
Will Meridian be open for the city election?
Yes.
They have to be. Good questions. Okay, I guess we move to city attorney, Robin Webb.
Mayor and council, I believe we have a personnel matter to discuss in executive session. So
Okay.
if anyone would like to move to close the general session,
We need a motion to.
So
close.
moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? No? I don't know how long we're gonna be, but we have community feedback when we get through with the executive session. Okay, can we have a motion to go back into work session?
So
Need a
moved.
motion?
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second? We have a motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, we're back in regular session. I guess I can, you want us?
Well, I'll just report for those in the audience that the mayor and council went into executive session to discuss a personnel matter, and there's no action to be taken this evening, and no action was taken in executive session.
Okay, very good. Is there anything else from anyone else? Okay, with that said, we need a motion to go out of work session. Okay, so move. We got a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. We're now out of our meeting, and it is Monday night. And this is the time that any one of these thousands of people who are with us in session tonight have their chance to speak on any topic that we talked about tonight. And would, who would be first? I know Rita can't talk. She can't say anything in 5 minutes. You're welcome. Yeah, and the police has already left, so. Okay. Is it fair to say that we have no one here that would like to express their thoughts?
Just make sure you watch out for the geese when you go out. I don't know where they are, but they will attack you.
I saw
Yeah.
my daddy out there tonight when I got here.
Are we getting ready to put the, barricades back up, depending on where they lay the eggs?
You know, it'd be a really good idea.
It won't be
Is to
long.
Put a camera out there and live stream that thing.
said that, and he said no.
Why? It'd be great.
It's against the privacy of the wildlife
Look,
law.
haven't you seen the Berry Eagles? I know Paul
Yeah,
knows what
you
I'm
can
talking
see them
about.
all the time.
And you watch them and they raise
I
their
make
baby.
a motion that we
yeah.
put a live camera on the goose. All in favor? Aye, aye, aye.
I
But it's-
second that, yeah.
It's against the wildlife's laws.
We're not in session? No, we're out. It's terrible.
Okay. Y'all have a great night. We appreciate you being here. We'll see everybody.